I have to say that I am looking very 90s today. Hey everyone, my name is Allie and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a semi-big book haul. I don't really know how to classify a big book haul anymore. So it's kind of like, I think there's maybe about like 9 books in this book haul, and I haven't done one since July and it's now September, so you do the math, I don't really know. So the first book in this book haul is one I'm actually not sure if I've ever talked about on this channel. I feel like I have, but then again, maybe I haven't, I'm not really sure. And that's The Wicked Deep by Shea Ernshaw, and I got this book quite a while ago. I think this is like one that I got back in July as well anyway, but I just never mentioned it. I don't remember, like I just rewatched my July book haul and I don't think I mentioned it, so I think we're still good. Basically, this is a book about a town, and it is terrorized every year by these 3 witches that come back and inhabit 3 girls' bodies and kill boys, and it sounds really interesting, and I think I'm gonna save this book for October when it gets to be a little more like fall and spooky. And yeah, it sounds like a really interesting book, not really one that's up my alley, but I want to try to expand some of my reading tastes, and this seems like a good place to start. The next book is one I am definitely really excited about, and that is To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin, and I love this cover so much. And basically this book is about a girl, and she is plus size, and her mom is kind of like a fitness freak, and they kind of butt heads a lot when it comes to fitness and her weight and whatnot, and that's about as much as I know about this book, but I'm really excited to get into it. I got it the day it came out, and yeah, I'm really excited for more books that have like fat or plus size main characters, and I have been waiting for this book for months and months, so I am so excited. The next book in this book haul is one I've had my eye on for quite a while, but I've never actually like gotten myself to buy it because I'm not like really into the cover, so you know, I finally got myself to buy it and get over my dislike of the cover, and that is Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh, and you can't even really see the cover, there you go. It's like a little overexposed, but it's like a pinkish color, and I'm not super into like a pink fantasy novel, I guess. I don't know, it just seems like really strange for a fantasy novel to be like this really light pink color. I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird, but I like my fantasy covers to be a certain way, and this is like not my typical fantasy cover, but this is a sapphic fantasy, so I am like all about that, and I'm really excited, and I'm so glad that I finally got myself to buy this book. And that's about all I know. I'm pretty sure there are zombies or sort of like undead creatures in this book as well, so that sounds really interesting. But basically the main selling point of this book is that it's sapphic and that there's some sort of sapphic relationship, and yeah, that's definitely the main selling point for me when it comes to this book. The next book is one I actually got to read for the Latinx Book Bingo Readathon, and that is The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray, and I'm pretty sure that the author is Latinx, and this book has been sort of like compared to Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and I haven't really read all of that book, but I like the idea of it, and so I figured that since I like the idea of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I'm going to like this book as well. And I actually got this used, it's like an ex-library book, and it has like the writing on the top, and it came with like all of like the outer protection stuff that library books come with, and I just took it off and it was pretty easy. But I'm really excited to get into this book because I haven't really heard anything about it at all, and it just seemed like kind of a book that's right up my alley and really interesting, and I love the cover. And yeah, I think this will be a good book to read during the Latinx Book Bingo. The next book in this book haul is another used book, and I haven't really bought used books for a while, so it's kind of nice to get some used, kind of slightly damaged books. I don't know why. I've always loved slightly damaged books, and I think that's probably why I like going to like library sales or any sort of used book sales, because those are just like so much fun. But I got The Young Elites by Marie Lu, and this one is pretty damaged, like on the spine and everything, but I'm really excited to read this. I actually read the first page and it just sounds so interesting, and definitely like my kind of book, especially after reading And I Darken. I've been wanting to like read more sort of morally gray characters or villain characters or anti-hero characters, and I'm pretty sure that this is a villain origin story book, and that sounds so interesting. Also, I did read Warcross last year, and I absolutely loved Warcross so much, and that was like my first Marie Lu book. So this is going to be my second Marie Lu book, and I'm really excited to read this. I think I'm going to read this after I read Love and Gelato, but I'm not sure. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. The next book in this book haul is one I just got recently, like yesterday, and that is Nothing Happened by Molly Booth. And this is actually a retelling of Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. So if you guys know me at all, I totally fell in love with Much Ado About Nothing last semester when I took a Shakespeare class. And I heard about this book, I think from someone on Twitter. I can't really remember. It might have been Rocky. It might not have been Rocky. I can't really remember right now. But I heard about this book on Twitter, and it just sounded so interesting, and I've been wanting to get it ever since. And I finally got my hands on it, and I actually absolutely love this cover. I thought I was gonna hate this cover because online it looked glossy, and I'm not a big fan of glossy hardcover books, or really glossy any book, but it's matte, so I'm really happy. Makes me glad. But this also sounds really interesting. I'm pretty sure that there is a sapphic side relationship, and the main couple is interracial, and it sounds really interesting. It's definitely going to be a really cool take on Much Ado About Nothing, and I love any sort of like Shakespeare retelling. That's always fun. So the next 3 books are ones I actually just got in the mail today, and that was super exciting, so I knew I had to film this video. And these are books that I am just like so excited for. I've been wanting for a while, and let's just get into them. The first of the 3 books that I got in the mail today is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, and I have been so excited about this book for so long, and I finally have my hands on it. This is an Anastasia retelling, and I absolutely love this story of Anastasia. I love the movie. I love the real life actual historical events. I took a Russian history class a few semesters ago. I love anything Russian history. Literally my favorite. It's just, I eat that stuff up. So when I heard that this was an Anastasia retelling, I knew I had to have my hands on it. I knew I had to read it. I'm not usually a sci-fi person, but I feel like this is a sci-fi that I could really get into because it's kind of a story I'm familiar with, and it just sounds really good, and I've heard some pretty good things about it. I haven't read her other book, which was Geekerella, but I've heard really good things about that one as well, and I definitely want to read that one at some point. But I'm definitely really excited to get into Heart of Iron. The second to last book that I got today was Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian, and I'm really excited to read this as well. This one has gotten like pretty mixed reviews from people on Goodreads, especially people I'm friends with on Goodreads, so I'm a little nervous to get into it. But from the way that people describe it, it does sound like something that I might like, and I absolutely love this cover so much. It's actually, seriously, like the most gorgeous cover I've ever seen. And actually one of the reasons that I decided to finally pick this book up is in one of the reviews I was reading, they posted a really beautiful picture that they had taken of this book, and I was like, sold, it's gorgeous. Here I have it. We're gonna see if I like it. You know, I'm kind of like a fantasy person. I love reading fantasy, so I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this book because, you know, I always hate when fantasies let me down, and they have sometimes, especially this year, but I'm willing to give this one a chance. And the very last book in this book haul, the one that I got today as well, is one that I am so excited to finally have an actual physical, legitimate final copy of this book. And if you're following me on Twitter, you probably already know what book I'm going to be talking about, and that is Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf. I finally have a legitimate copy of this book. It just recently came out, I think back in August, or was that July? I might be really behind on this book, but I just recently read this book and I absolutely fell in love with it. I literally can't stop thinking about this book and like needing the sequel so bad. So I decided to finally get my hands on an actual copy because I had been reading an ARC and I wanted to have like the final copy in my hands. And basically, if you don't know what this book is about, it is about a girl and she is a heartless, which basically means that a witch took her heart and now the witch kind of has semi-control of her, and she has to go and steal the prince's heart and make him into a heartless as well. And that is basically the plot of the story. It's super good. I absolutely love this fantasy and I cannot wait for the sequel. Alright, so that was my entire book haul. It was kind of a long book haul, not too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm starting to do videos every Sunday and Wednesday, so you can keep an eye out for my videos on those days, usually probably in the morning at around like 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. So if you don't want to miss any of my videos, go ahead and click on the little bell icon right next to my name, and you will be notified whenever I post a video. And that's, again, probably going to be Sundays and Wednesdays, because those kind of seem to be pretty good spaced out days. So you kind of have like a few days without me, and then I come back, and then a few days without me, and then I come back. And if you enjoy my videos, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, friend me on Goodreads. I will accept any of your guys' friend requests, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!